Okay, we'll go with that. Alright, so we're going to try to get some work done here today. Welcome. It is Sunday. It is needle felting day. We are picking back up with our Bob Ross needle felting. We are following along, or we have been following along with season 3 of The Joy of Painting. We are up to episode 11 finally. We are on, hang on. Did I change the title? No, I didn't. I did, but I didn't. Okay, that should be part 11, not part 10. We did part 10 last week. Sorry for the confusion on that. Okay, updated there. Probably won't update on the VOD. I'll probably have to update that specifically. Okay, so we're on part 11. Don't know how far we'll get today. We'll see. But anyone that wants to see the tutorial in full can see it in the link that is now pinned in the chat. And that will take you to the Bob Ross YouTube page to see that. Where you can watch the tutorial in full, because I have it muted, and I do have closed captioning on, but it's small, so don't know if you're going to be able to see it all that well. So when we last left off, we were working on our tree over here, and I'm going to end up having like some backgroundy stuff in there, but I think I want a little bit more branches coming out of that area from behind the tree before we get down in there. I'm trying to figure out what color we were using for that. Was it the olive? It might have been. Got our finger doodles on. Alright. Oh, we need to get a little bit of water. I'm a little disorganized today. I'm really tired. Sorry. And my allergies are kicking my ass. We're under a high pollen warning today. It's awful. Just awful. All right. So hope everybody had a good Saturday and that your Sunday is going as well. Sorry, it's gonna be snuffly. I've been trying to blow my nose like 45 times this morning. It ain't working. Of course, now that we've started streaming, my nose is going to start running. I've taken allergy medicine. It's going to be one of them days, and I do apologize. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Except just kind of try to push through, which is really about all we can do. So it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the moms that are around. I doubt you'd be here, but if you are, happy Mother's Day. Probably out doing fun Mother's Day things like brunch or lunch or whatever. So I just wanted to get a little bit of this guy kind of worked in here. I mean, we already had a little bit of it there, but it felt like we needed a little bit more color. In the background here. Okay, now I am going to I kind of want to grab a color we haven't really done a whole lot with here. Let me see. Let's grab some more of this dark green because it's kind of dark back in there. So this is our hunter green. Lost my needle. There we go. I mean, we're gonna have some other grassy bits around the base of our tree here. That are gonna be sitting in front of this just a little bit. Alright. Just kind of tuck this like it's peeking out from behind. He's coming from behind the tree somewhere. Somewhere back in there. Just wanted a little bit more of a color difference here. I think I've got 3 hours left to get through on the speed paint for the flamingo gouache. Husband still has a few more episodes to edit. On the episode 10 speed paint. be able to start working on this one's speed paint. Like I always tell myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna work on the edit on this as we go, so that way it's ready to go. Time doesn't work that way. I should learn this by now. At least it doesn't work that way when I've got a backlog of editing to get through. Like it never ever works that way. If I could stay a bit more focused when I was editing, maybe. Maybe, but not right now. I was hoping to have some stuff to put up for while we're away in September, but with the way editing is going, I don't think I'm gonna. So I might have to space out the VODs around that time. For when we live stream to go up on the other channel. On the YouTube channel. We'll see. Alright. Back to our tree here. That we left off on. Alright. So we're gonna mix our tree shade here. Get that put together. Is everything okay?
Yeah, Nancy called.
What's wrong?
Apparently a neighbor brought some stuff to sell at her yard sale, but she brought it when Nancy wasn't there, and Nancy doesn't know who the neighbor is. Because someone else was watching the sale for her yesterday.
And a little bit more. Well, it certainly wasn't us.
Nope. She was calling to see if it was us, so that she'd give us some money if it was us, but...
Alright. So we'll have a little break of some tree trunk action hanging out there. And then we'll start to get this section kind of tapped into here. I swear, it's me talking that's making my nose run. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, get my things back on my fingers here. My brother?
Very.
Oh. Goodness me. Okay. Just kind of mix these two together a bit. Just kind of layer them in a little bit more haphazardly, not quite so organized. All right. So I'm getting this guy. Popped into here. Gonna leave a little bit of that dark brown showing in the background there. And I think I'm gonna bring some of this down to like the top of here. And we'll figure it out from there. I think we need a little more of our olive green though. That section felt a little too glorious gold heavy. We'll just kind of have these leaves kind of droop down. Over top of our spiky plant back there. And this is just going to be stabbing in until you're happy with its attachment. Pretty much. Now I'm not so sure we're going to be finishing today, but we might be finishing tomorrow. I've got our dowel rod all painted up and ready to go. So I decided on our foliage green color that we've been using a lot. I might actually have to do another coat of paint on that. I see some rough spots on that guy, but that's the color we're going to go with. That's not a bad color. Kind of ties all the green together. Gives us kind of a farmy feel. But yeah, I do want to do one more coat of paint on that. It's a little splotchy on the one side. I had left it overnight in my little triangle dryer rack, and I think those are the spots that didn't quite get covered as well as I would have liked them to. I'm going to take that to the edge over there because I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to be trimming that down from. I'm just going to work on getting this buddy tapped into here. This clump of foliage. Okay. Now, look at our sketch here. So Bob has sort of a green shrubbery like down in here, like a light green. So I think we might mix a little bit of our dark green and our spring green together. And pop that into place. Probably have to go a couple bits with that. Time we get him all dressed up here. More than likely. Okay. We need a bit more of our light green into there. Oh, I had some more. I thought I did. Lost track of it. I don't want to go any more dark on this bit of shrubbery. And I'm okay with some bits of dark peeking through it. But I want to start getting this guy a bit more light. Now there might be a bit of a commotion in a little while and a lot of noise in the house. Mother-in-law went to pick up a dog that her sister ended up with that somebody she knew was moving and couldn't take it with them, and her other sister that she travels around with wants to take the dog since she had to put the other dog down for age and health reasons, and then the mother-in-law was saying she might want to keep it, but we have to see how it gets along with our two boys, and we don't know if Zuzu's gonna be okay with another dog being in the house. It is a female, so there's probably going to be barking and carrying on. We're going to have to put the pet gate up in the hallway when she gets back to keep Zuzu at a distance to start with. Because he's the one that got aggressive towards Charlie. I rarely see any angriness from Momo unless the cats have pushed him too far. He doesn't get along with Peabut that great, but Peabut also knows how to agitate him. And tends to take full advantage of that at times when he wants to be an asshole. This shrub is just being all kinds of fussy here. So maybe we just have to go more solid. Problem is most likely me and just not shaping it right. was trying to give it a little bit of separation from the stuff in the back, though. Like, we're just not getting there with it, it would seem. This little guy's just kind of hanging out here. I might put another like yellowy one. Maybe like right here in front. Maybe we can do a little squat guy. Maybe like right in there. Oop! Yay for finger protectors. That made a ping. Alright. I might need to come back in and fill in the center a little bit more. We'll see how that looks. When we get there. Maybe just a little bit more. Alright, that's looking a little better. that guy up gently. Okay, so I've got those guys there. We don't really have a shrub over here. I kind of want there to be. Let me grab our buttercup yellow. And some of our spring green maybe. Like, he usually puts shrubs everywhere, so doesn't need to be a huge shrub. Let's see how we go with getting this guy tucked into here. I might have gotten him thick enough. We will see. And I think I want to take a little bit of yellow. I'm not really mixing these colors or leaving much space here on them, but that's okay. Not everything has to have everything perfect to it. I'm making these a little bit more solid than I usually do. Just want some different colored shrubs surrounding the base of our tree. I'm probably going off the tutorial just a little bit. And that's okay. We have the basic idea for where everything needs to be. And we will go from there. Okay, so that's probably pretty good there. Now, let's see here. Let's just hit play on the tutorial. Okay. So he's already got all these shrubberies in here. Okay, so he has his whole little mix of shrubs. Ours are a little different. That's fine. Like, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. So we've got a little bit of a rusty shrub, right? Yeah. Got fluff everywhere. Okay, so these shrubs are a little bit more kinda everywhere. They've got a little bit more of a scraggly feel to them. They've got some branches showing through. So I'm just going to kind of lay the fluff down in here and see what it wants to do. And then we'll kind of go from there. Okay. So that one's got a little bit of... Like, I don't mind the branches coming through in the middle. I would like to get the outer edges kind of covered in though. See if we can get that accomplished. Kind of. Oh, come here, you. I'm going to try on the other guys to start out with, kind of going past our brown edge. Just so it's not going to be something we have to keep coming back over. I mean, I still might need to. Kind of depends on how our fluff's gonna tap in here, but we'll see. I'm gonna get another little bit here coming up on the side. extending a little bit. Okay. Now, what other color shrubberies did we have in here? We had some yellowy guys. Okay. So let's start to get this bright yellow guy worked into here. Okay, I think we're just gonna move the yellow over here. So we're doing them tiny bits at a time. Okay, if anyone is new here, the clicking in the background is the husband. It's gonna come through. There's not much we can do about it. My microphone loves everything he does. Can't be helped.
What did I do?
No, I'm saying if they're hearing clicking coming through.
Sorry.
The furious clicking. Eventually we'll end up getting a new microphone, but no guarantee even a new microphone wouldn't do that. So this one's still working for now. And it comes in handy when we're doing something because we're both in the same room. And if we have both of our mics plugged in to get picked up, it's going to echo. So we haven't really found a way around that. See here. We're getting this guy a little bit more colorful here. slowly but surely. Probably go one more bit on him. I just have to change how I'm sitting here. Alright, now let's see. He's got some lighter green bushes in there, but he's also got some like darky kind of fally colors. Kind of want to do that one there, but it feels kind of close to that. Maybe we'll do that rust color there. Maybe we'll do that one like a lighter green, where the fall hasn't quite gotten to it yet, or maybe a foresty green. We can do that one. And we'll work on putting the leaves on this guy. So my shrubs are a little bit more spaced out, because I wanted mine to be a bit more deliberate. Because we do have a fence that we kind of need to get in here too. And I need to try to figure out what color grass we're going to go with in here. The grass in this section might be a little more, we might put a little bit more of that gold color into it. I mean, or we can kind of leave it that color. We don't have to do it the same exact color. Pop does say it is our world, and we can do what we want. We are following the basic layout that he's got going on here. But I'm pretty sure I've heard him say before, you know, if you want your sky to be purple, well, then make it purple. So we might go with that same color combo. Down in here, because we have to get our pathway put in. But I want to do a little bit of grass sticking up on this back edge here. before we worry about laying our pathway in. Okay. So I'm going a little bit slower on these bushes and just kind of doing a clump of leaves at a time. And it seems like it's probably working out a little bit better here. Definitely giving them a bit more of their own individuality. At least so far, that's what it feels like. All right. I need some more of that color. Oh, there it is. Like not a ton more, but do need a little bit. So, I have a question. Do the, like, Brita filters get out, like, the iron in water?
I have no idea.
We get, like, iron residue on our, like, tub and stuff. Like the orangey pink residue on anything that's like cream and white after a while.
Not particularly well.
Okay.
You can get iron filters as a separate thing, though.
I'm just trying to think of a easier solution for putting water in this thing because it looks like it's almost empty. And I've turned it down as low as it can possibly be for our humidifier. And this humidifier is much bigger, but it uses a lot more water. I might just have to deal with scrubbing it down with vinegar or something. Once every couple of weeks. Alright. So we'll get this put in over here. That's not so bad doing it that way. It is shaped a bit differently, isn't it? But that's okay. Alright, so we'll get that tapped into there. Okay. Next up, I could go with like an olivey color here. Let's use the clump that we have out already. And we could put this guy in over here. That would be enough of a color separation between those two. More than likely. I just want to thin that out a little bit. So that way we have a little bit of background poking through. Man, traffic sure is picking up all of a sudden. What time is it? It's 2 on a Sunday. Church is long since over. So we're slowly getting there. but we don't really need to super speed demon rush through it. Like, not really. Quite okay with us taking our time. And working out how we want stuff to look. Alright, so we'll lift that guy up there. Alright, I do need to get some more green. Give me 1 second here. This one's not doing too badly. Are we in focus? I can't tell. Husband, you tell me. This one monitor's always been a little fuzzy to me.
Waiting for my stream to catch up. Let's see if that helps. As far as I can tell, the stream quality keeps getting fuzzy on me for some reason, but like your actual video isn't that bad.
Like, I couldn't tell if we were in focus or not.
I think you're as focused as it's gonna get.
Alright. Okay, so we'll get this guy popped into here. We can have a little more brown poking through on him. Alright, now what color do I want that one to be? Maybe we'll go with a little bit of our forest green. And maybe we'll mix in a little bit of our rust color. That might be fun. Just in a couple spots. All right. So we'll get this popped into here. Well, that guy definitely stands out. Maybe we'll just leave him alone. We might just leave him this color. Okay. Just like pulling off little tiny bits. Just kind of shaping them into little leafy clumps here. Okay. It'll let me pull off some clumps here. If it doesn't, we'll just grab our scissors. We'll give them a snip. So I still want it to be kind of airy a bit. Okay. Grab that other little piece here that was being a little fussy. Kind of tuck you in the middle here. Had a couple thicker, tiny little knots in them. So that's okay, we can put that in the middle. There, I'm just gonna pop that guy up. We haven't brushed down the back in a little bit. The back doesn't look half bad either. Alright, so we'll get this side some love here. Get you all. You okay?
Yeah.
Sounded like something crashed out in the kitchen. So I know it's a little bit slower going doing it this way, but I think it has its benefits. Our cucumbers that we planted are starting to grow. Well, like the plants are coming up out of the ground. We don't have any cucumbers yet. We're far from actual cucumberage. And our peas have sprouted that we're growing for the guinea pigs. I think we planted way too many of those, but we'll see. I'm not really a fan of peas. They are strictly for the pigs. Unless somebody else wants to eat them. My pepper plant has not sprouted yet. They planted a few of those seeds in a bucket. I'm not sure if they're gonna do anything or if it just hasn't quite been hot enough for them to get their act together. I can't tell, but I don't think the endive started to grow yet. And our butter lettuce hasn't started to grow yet. And our grape tomato plants, those were already started when we bought those. My lime tree that we bought on the way home had a leaf fall off of it when we had it in the house because it was too cold for it to be outside. We weren't so sure it was gonna make it, and then today when I was outside watering, I noticed there's like a little tiny cluster of leaves growing out of the top of one of the branches on it. I was like, oh, hey, check that out. Don't know if we'll ever actually get limes out of it, but it was not expensive and it amused us, so we're like, oh, let's give it a try. Okay. So, let's see here. We need another guy here. Just trying to get all the little tails pulled in. Try to see if we can get this into a more easily workable size. It's so hard to get a real feel for the colors that he's using because they've kind of all mixed together a bit, and even though he was in the sap green, the bottom grass area kind of looks like dead grass brown, you know, and it kind of looks like a little bit of ochre, Van Dyke brown, and maybe sap green mixed together. So I might just change the grass color to like this color back here and just kind of have it like sticking up along the edge of our pathway. in front of our shrubs. So, there was originally talk of either giving the moms money to go out to dinner or taking them out to dinner. I was like, we just spent all that money on my mom's guinea pigs as her Mother's Day gift. We really don't have the money to go out to dinner now. But we didn't know what to do for his mom. Both moms said they really don't give a shit about the holiday. I don't know if that's just mom speak. And they really do. I don't know. But then my mom's like, well, I want French toast for dinner. I was like, well, I don't have bread. So we had to get the Texas toast bread. We don't have to, but it works out better with the Texas toast slices. They're a bit thicker. And I didn't have time to make bread. I was like, really? Like, I would have needed to know this like 2 days ago. At first I thought she was going to say she wanted turkey, and I was going to be like, the turkey is frozen. I needed to know a week ago. And we don't have our roast pan either. We had to get rid of it. The metal coating that was on the pan was flaking off. Now we had just been putting parchment over it. We cooked the food in a rack, not directly touching the pan. So like the rack would sit in the pan, so the food was not directly in contact with it. And then I put parchment paper over the flaky metal. But it was getting pretty bad the last time we went to wash it, so we kind of need to replace that pan before we do anything that's going to require a large roasting pan. So when my mom's like, you know what I want for dinner? And I'm like, oh, better be something I can do. Now, the mother-in-law is supposed to be leaving again on Wednesday. Supposedly. We will see if that actually ends up happening. But she did leave to go and get the dog from her sister, so... And dog is supposed to be going with her. We will see how that goes. mean, we'll see how the next couple of days go. So, like I said earlier, there's probably, more than likely, going to be a commotion when she comes home and brings the dog in the house. Because the boys have not had to deal with another dog in the house since we tried to adopt the one male dog. But he was, that was when my dad was still alive. Shortly after he moved down the first time. But that dog stood over top of Zuzu. And his mom's trying to say, no, she's smaller than Zuzu. And I'm like, I really don't think so. That photo did not look smaller. They're either the same size or she's a little bit bigger. I don't think she's bigger by much if she is bigger. But we'll see. And that was a male. And this is a female. They're both... Everybody's fixed. But... Zuzu didn't like being told... Or didn't like the other male dog towering above him. And they got into a fight. And I couldn't separate them. So hopefully... we don't have any... Oh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Hopefully it's just one. Oh, this pollen. I want to get the fuck out of this state so bad. It will be a true test to see if it is, once again, specifically something in this area when we go away. If I'm still like this in September, we should be having fall allergies coming in the end of the month. So I am curious. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe one or two more pieces of color. I think we need something right in here. Oh, this is awful. At least we found the other humidifier, because the little one that we had gotten, it was like a humidifier diffuser, and I don't know what happened, but the water tank on it warped so that it wasn't sitting in the well completely, and it kept turning itself off because it had an auto shut off when it runs out of water, and it was not contacting enough to make it realize it still had water. So we dug out one of the other ones that we still had that was in decent shape. Alright, so what color? I kind of want it to be this other olivey color. I'm not even sure what today's high pollen is. Let me see. We're under a pollen alert for high pollen today. Predominant pollen is grass, hickory, pecan, and ash. Ugh. We thought we had it figured out where it was sweet gum. So elm and oak aren't on there, and they were on there before. Hickory wasn't on there before, so maybe it's just multiple trees that I am allergic to. So, I don't know. but like nothing seems to be touching it. I had a couple days where I was actually feeling okay. I didn't have to take any allergy medicine. I was so happy. I was like, yeah. I was like, pollen count must be down right now. This is great. We know I am allergic to the Timothy hay to a degree. Where whenever my hands are in it, my hands start itching real bad. A few minutes after. And I will scratch them until they're red and bumpy, and it's not fun. Even after washing them, I can still be irritated for a little while. So I have to try to remember to either put a glove on my hand when I touch the hay, or the husband gets it, but it's still in the house. We have it in a Tupperware, not Tupperware, keep saying Tupperware, a Rubbermaid container with like lids that lock down on it to keep the cats out of it. But like, where the hell did the fucking green go that I had in my hand? I've got fluff piles everywhere around me. But I really miss having the pigs, and it made my mom happy to have something that she could dote over. I am a little vexed though that we had talked my mom down from a kitten or a puppy, because those are a lot longer of a commitment. Guinea pigs don't normally live like 15 to 20 years. They can average between like 5 to 7, somewhere around in there, and I was like, okay. Because we don't know how long we'll be living here. And traveling cross state with cats, if we do end up moving out of state, is a nightmare. Dogs are a little bit easier. You just have to stop to go potty. Our guys don't travel that badly in car. They'll eventually lay down and go to sleep. Cats tend to be fussy. Our cats would just be pissed the entire time they were in the cat carrier. So we didn't want them getting underfoot and causing an accident or whatever. Or if we did get in an accident, we didn't want them just taking off. And the one time we tried to put a harness leash on one of them so they could travel outside of the cat carrier, he somehow twisted himself out of it and got loose in the car and was a panicked mess. And I'm like, oh, no, no, no. What we're not doing is this. Back into the cat carrier you are going. It took us a while to catch him. Because we were also in a moving truck, which didn't help. Like a U-Haul cab. So that was quite an adventure. And then the mother-in-law's like, well, I might keep this puppy. Not a puppy, it's 5 years old. But it's a small dog, and our small guys have, they're like gonna be 13 this year, I think. I think they were born, wait, my math might be wrong. were born in, let me see. Oh, look, very high pollen for tomorrow. Thank you, Windows 11. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Oh no, 12. I keep thinking they're older than they are. So I think they're going to be 12 this year. And we're probably, if we end up moving out of state, we're probably already going to be moving with 2 cats as it is, so probably. I mean, if the dogs are still with us, then we'll have 2 dogs too, but I didn't want to throw in another animal into the mix just because it's very stressful. We're not moving anytime soon, though. We're gonna be here at least another, as it stands right now, probably at least another 5 years. More than likely. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
What you doing?
I hopped in the shower. Swapping clothing.
Do we know when to expect her back?
Nope. She said she'd be back for dinner.
Because we're gonna need to put the pet gate up in the hallway. And get Zuzu out here.
I know. We have to manage the dogs when she gets here. I know.
Yes, but I don't know when she's gonna be here, and if you're gonna be in the shower, and I'm in the middle of stream, this could pose a problem. Just saying. Okay. Did I use all of that color? I think I did. Yeah. No, let go. Too much. My hands are all getting sweaty. This is all sticking to me now. Let go. I'm just kind of trying to shape that. As best as we can. Next bit of fluff and stuff. Okay. Alright, so we got those guys in there. Alright, let me grab our rust color. Tuck that back in its bag for now. I think I want to hold on to that. These three colors. I think I want to hold on to. Okay, I'm gonna stick the yellow back in its bag. Oh, missed some. Okay. So now we're gonna be a little bit closer in here. Where did that bag go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I want to get some grassy bits in here, in front of these bushes. So I'm gonna get a little bit of our hunter green. A little bit of our glorious gold, some of our forest green, which was back in the grass in here, so we're taking out the yellow, essentially. We're subbing the yellow for the glorious gold. And we are subbing, well, not subbing, we are adding the hunter green into the mix here. Okay. So I just want to get a little bit of maybe some slightly taller grass kind of worked in here in front of these shrubs. And that's going to line our pathway here. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of fan out our fibers here. Just a little bit. And just kind of how like we were doing the grass up here, where we're going to snip it close to the project. And then come back in and tap in all of our little tail guys. Now I left these spaces in between, right? But I left them there for a reason, because he has a fence that's right in here, like along the bushes. I think it's in front of them. It seems like so. I want to put my fence posts in those spaces. I didn't have to leave the spaces, but I personally wanted them there. We could have done those shrubs a little bit tighter. Just kind of chose not to. And we'll probably have to do another round of our grass mixture here, at least, if not two. Now I tossed the hunter green in there just because it was a little bit closer to us, so kind of felt like it'd probably be a little bit darker. And it just kind of felt like it would probably be a good fit. And besides, once we get our grasses put in here, the gaps really won't seem all that big. Not really. But yeah, we're gonna have to do a couple rounds of this. So we're not gonna finish today. We will probably finish up tomorrow. So I do need to do another coat of paint on our dowel. Just to fix a little bit of the splotchies on him. So I'll get that ready to go for tomorrow. Now I don't know if we'll be starting the sketch for episode 12 tomorrow. It really depends on A, if I have a migraine and we even stream, and B, what time we start as to how much time we're gonna have to work through stuff. So I'm just kind of fanning out our grass blades here. Our weeds and whatnot. I mean, that's already kind of pushing those guys back. It'll be easier to see it once we get down here a little bit further and we don't have quite so similar colors kind of hanging out there together. You know, we're getting there. Ever so slowly. We are putzing along. Okay, now next piece here. Let's turn you just so that our yellows in or our glorious golds in a slightly different position. I don't want to get too stripy. Since all of our colors are kind of striped into our snake a bit here. But that is starting to come together pretty good. We're getting somewhere. I don't know if I'm gonna snip this or if I'm just gonna fold them up. Kind of thinking of folding them up just a little bit. And that'll help us get a little bit of a different green in there. So we kind of lost our light green there for a minute. I think we had a section where we didn't have any. And I'm okay with this coming down a little bit further in that spot because we're going to work our pathway down into here. Probably use like the soft fudge and the taupe and the coffee bean to get that put into there. Okay, so we need a little bit more fluff here. I've got fluff sticking to my face, my nose itches. Oh my goodness, everything is happening. Everything. So I'm going to slide you up there. So we got some of our forest green. Going to take some of our hunter green and we're going to stretch that out. I'm going to take a little bit of our glorious gold here. Why is my nose itching? Oh my goodness. Can't tell if I have fluff stuck to my face or if it's just my allergies. Alright. Oh! That was Momo. Dreamy puppy. Alright. So we'll get this set into place here. We can do a slightly more even bit with that. Get the unprotected finger out of the way. We'll work on getting all of this put into here now. Okay. So hope everyone had a good weekend. It's not quite over yet, so at least here it's not quite over yet. Still got a few hours left on this Sunday. Okay, now this one I'm going to try to position that dark green towards the back, just to try to break up the glorious gold in the plants, like in the shrub and in our grass. All right. Okay. Alright, give me 1 second. I need a drink real quick. Okay. So when I'm fanning out the fiber bits, I'm not stabbing in and doing it. That will snap your needle. You want to do it like on the surface. Before you start stabbing in. Or, I mean, you can even, yeah, before you start stabbing in. You can do it a little bit after you've started the stab in, but don't stab and then try to scrape at the same time. It is only gonna lead to Heartbreak City with your needles snapping. Okay. Nope, we haven't brushed down the back in a little bit. We're gonna have to give this bottom edge a little bit of a trim when we're all set. But that is a matter for tomorrow. Okay. So I'll get this guy worked into here. What it is today, I keep feeling like I've got little fuzzes from our fluff sticking to me. Okay, get those little loose tails all tucked into there. I feel like that's a little bit more of a gap than I really wanted there, so I'll just come back in and tuck a little bit more into that spot. I don't really think there was a big gap there, but it looked like it. And if you're not happy with it, then change it. You're allowed. I mean, heck, if we really wanted to, we could put some fluffy sheep or cows or something back there. If we really, really wanted to. All right. So we'll get this piece worked into here. So we are making progress today. We finished our tree and our shrub behind the tree. And we got some shrubs put in around the base of it. We got these guys colored in here. And now we're working on our grass line. It's gonna be in front of these shrubbies. I mean, maybe we should have put the fence in for this, but, you know, maybe the fence is right on the pathway. We can always come back in and add a little bit more of our grass mixture around the post bases. There we go. So we'll snip that guy. I mean, I probably could have just folded him up. That probably would have been the better option there. Okay, and doing this is definitely pushing our shrubs back a little bit. Like, not by a huge amount, but a little. Enough. That guy got real tall, didn't he? Alright, what time is it? It's 3:16. Alright. I don't know when to expect the mother-in-law back. I feel like we might stop there for today because I have to mix more fluff for the grass. And I don't know when she's going to show up, and she might have to come in through our door because I think my mom's asleep actually. So I think this is a good pause point for today. So tomorrow, migraine permitting, of course, we will pick back up with filling in our grass along and through here. We have to add in our pathway, highlight the pathway, probably do a little bit more grass if I have room in front of it, kind of coming up. And then we have to put in our fence. We've got lots to do tomorrow. And clean this guy up and put his hanger on. So we might try to start a little bit early tomorrow. Uh-oh, I can't get my... I might need pliers to get this out of here today. Sometimes I get it stuck in there a little too good, and I can't get the thing out of the handle. That's right. I'll get some pliers and pull it out of there. So I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to follow the socially do's down below. That'll take you to the Twitter, the Instagram, the Ko-fi, and the YouTube channel. And I hope to see you all tomorrow to finish this guy up. And until next time, you guys, have a good one.